Howdy y'all, Brother Damon Chief Jones here. This must be a great video and somebody must be trying to stop it. And the reason I say that is because I'm on my headphones because it's supposed to help reduce the outside road noise. But I don't know if it really will stop that noise. I tried to do like a 10-second thing on here and play it back, and it sounded like you could hear my wheels going. And I'm traveling in 2 different states today. We're in one state, but we're fixing to be going into another state. Not only another state of mine, but another state in the 50 states of the Union, known as the United States of America, not the United States. Anyway, don't let me digress. Oh, and then I tried to do this, and then I got one of them panic phone calls where I had to answer the phone call in the middle of a video. It was urgent, so I stopped and answered the call. Y'all don't know about that. That's okay. Hey, God bless you all for being here. Thank you. I love y'all. I love all of y'all. I'm praying for all of y'all to have a super blessed day in Jesus. Anyway, I probably got 20, maybe 30 emails over the last 3, maybe 6 weeks. People said, please explain about the First Amendment audit and its history. Okay, here it goes. I'm going to say in the very, very late 50s, maybe 58, 59, early 60s, somewhere at the end of the Eisenhower administration, when they was talking about the industrial military complex, and during the term of John F. Kennedy, it's soon to be I guess it's the 54th anniversary of his assassination, November the 22nd. Okay, I don't know what day this is going to get released. I may release it today or tomorrow or a couple days. I don't know just yet. But anyway, this is on First Amendment. I'm trying to talk faster where I don't lose you guys. But I don't want to talk too fast because some people say they got problems comprehending what I say if I talk too fast. So I'm going to try and go in the middle and don't lose nobody, but as fast as I can. At that particular time, you had like ABC, NBC, CBS, the 3 networks that were on radio and television. And then you had some major newspapers that was major, not just because they was in a major city, but they was talked about across the country and they was cited. Like the Washington Post and even the Dallas Morning News and Dallas Times-Herald were big papers. They become more famous after the Kennedy assassination. But anyway, a First Amendment audit. Didn't even hear of it. Didn't even hear the term until maybe a year or 2 ago. I can't really remember. Then 6 to 9 months ago, I actually saw some First Amendment audits on video. Well, a First Amendment audit would be just like any audit. You're checking people's books or their facts, okay? Well, the accountants do audits on financial records, but you can do an audit for, quote, deficiencies on anything. You work for a government agency, whether you're a cop or you're in the military, there's somebody that goes around checking on things. They're looking for what's called a deficiency or demerits or whatever they want to call it. But it equates the easiest to saying an audit. So you're going to give your children an audit on their chores. You're going by to see if they're done, if they're doing them, if it's correct, okay? So an audit is a check on a system or a program that you have set up in your home, business, or government, okay? We have a thing called the Constitution of the United States. It's a covenant. Why is it not a contract? It doesn't have an expiration date. There are 2-way terms in it. God gave us our rights at birth or at creation. You know, I don't want to be graphic, but you know, when mom and daddy gets together, okay, that day or that night, then there's all the things that are necessary to make a human life are together. So, boom, yeah, okay. At that time of creation, you got rights. People argue that. I say you do. I say God brought it about. So that's, you know, you're going to have to argue between you and God. But anyway, from that point forward, you have these rights. Okay, and you never lose these rights because God gave them to you at the moment of creation. Okay, and the Constitution, it's not like when people say, hey, I got a constitutional right. Really, that's not accurate. That's not really accurate. But I'll tell you why, before you jump on me and send me 4 million emails. Because the Constitution is the government's limitation on itself. On itself. Let me say it one more time. It's a limitation on itself. We put a limit on our servants of what they could do, and we expressly, most expressly, wrote some protections in there for the people, such as they can't interfere with our right to keep guns, to buy them, sell them, trade them, and keep them, however many we want. Okay, I got a friend that says because it's for the national defense, if he wants to have a rocket launcher in his front yard, he should. Why? Because the government's got it. We ought to have everything the government has, because the government goes crazy and we got to fight them to restore order. Then we have to have the same tools they do, okay? You call it a tool, a weapon, whatever. See, it's all in wording. But anyway, way back when, I digress and I apologize, but way back when, you had these TV stations, people like Mike Wallace, for example, on 60 Minutes. He'd go into some place and he was trying to say if they were doing right or wrong. And if they had done something wrong, he was trying to point it out and get it across to them. And so he was doing an audit of sorts. Okay, so that's way, way back then. Okay? Other television stations did that, but it was basically mainstream TVs and news reporters where they could video it that the government wasn't giving records or wasn't cooperating, or the government was violating its constitution of what it was supposed to do and not supposed to do. Okay, so you had that. Well, starting in about 2000 or so, they started getting cameras and phones that were a lot better, and the average person be able to buy one and own one. Lots and lots of millions and millions of people, probably 50 million or 100 million, I don't know, had some sort of a smartphone when they first started coming out. And so they had a camera in there. So basically everybody had not only a phone, and they had a phone, so they had a camera. So then they could go do their own audits on people, okay, or governments or what have you, whatever they chose to do. Well, anyway, a First Amendment audit isn't to piss nobody off. It isn't to say I'm a hot dog or I'm a big boy and I'm going to try and push my weight around. It isn't none of that. A First Amendment audit is a man or a woman, and preferably in today's society, because the government has become a clamshell like this here, and it's hard to pry them open to see on the inside. They're supposed to be like this, but they're like this, and they get even tighter, okay? And the reason government bucks and pulls back and pushes away and threatens you with jail and all this other stuff is because when government isn't sure if it's doing the right thing, it just a question mark. Question? I can't do a question mark, but when it's a question mark, they say, butter back up, butter retreat, butter send the cavalry to run them nosy people off. Well, we ain't doing nothing illegal, but they just did, because they're infringing on our right to audit our own government and to verify our government's operating correctly, because if it's not, then we have a right, but more than that, a duty to correct it and to fix it individually and collectively, okay? So, I have assisted in First Amendment audits, but I haven't been like the main man out front. I'm the guy that if somebody went to jail, I could go get them out of jail and then try and help them defend their case in court and do whatever we need to do. So I've gone on 2 different missions, 2 different times on those, being the back drop guy. Anyway, the point is, I can't say his name, Este Prez. He's a good one. Teresa R's a good one. Bama Cameron's a good one. Jay Vincent, Luck Foggers. PNP News, Steve over there. There's a lot of people. Texas Sheepdog. Let's see. Who else? Dang, I know I'm forgetting 2 or 3 of them, and they're going to be mad at me probably because I forgot their dang name. but forgive me. And when I remember your names, I put it in my comments when I remember who y'all are. There's Texas somebody and Alaska somebody else too. And then there's, I think, Southside Slacker and a few more people. Anyway, the point is, they go out to a military base on the common right-of-way, whether that's soil, grass, and mud, it's on a sidewalk, it's anywhere a man or woman has a right to be. They only videotape what they can see with their own eyes. Okay? There's nothing extraordinary. They just go out there and film the men and women coming and going from these locations, make sure that they're going through whatever they're supposed to, and that they don't approach them and try and run them off. You know, police always use this thing, well, if you run off or whatever, you got something to hide. Well, if they're trying to run you off, maybe they got something to hide. If they try and run me or somebody else off, what are they hiding? We're going to be like the police tip. What are you hiding? What are you doing wrong? You answer our questions. You show us your ID. We don't have to do that, but you do. You're a government employee. You have to identify yourself to me. You have to tell me what you do. You have to tell me. You have to answer some basic questions of mine. It ain't a two-way street. It's a one-way street. You work for me. I'm the taxpayer, and you're the public servant that lives off of my money. So when you ain't doing right, I need to know it, so I can go up the chain and get it fixed. If the chain's broke, then I have to go to the head of the chain, and if that's broke, then I got to go up, whether it's to the mayor, commission president, if I got to go to the governor, if I got to go to the president of the United States. I go to the head. Okay, if the body ain't working right, the fingers down here, the yes men and the yes women, if that's broke, I have to go up the arm. Whatever I got to do, I got to go to the heart. If that don't work, then I got to go to the brains. Okay, so that's the governor or president. I go wherever I got to go, and I get satisfaction one way or another. So the First Amendment audit is to go out and just be there. Just physically be there with your camera. They act like a camera is a gun and act like you got your gun pointed at them and they're in imminent danger of harm or death. Excuse me, that's how they act. But the truth is, if you were standing there without a camera, moseying around, they probably wouldn't say nothing or do nothing, because it's just your word against their word and just what you're reporting you saw. But once you got a video, you can't fake the video. You can't fake the audio. Yeah, there's people that's like super sophisticated that can make it look like something, but come on, you know, you're going to be able to, you see that these audits are real. You can tell the people are real. You can look at their faces. You can listen to their voices. You can watch everything. You know it's legit. You know it's real. Okay? And it's all there. So if you go to the same place auditors have been before, you'll see these same people. You can listen to their voice. You can go there and do your own audit. See what happens. You're going to find out that these audits, there's sometimes that there's some cities, towns, villages, hamlets, a parish, a county, whatever it is, that the people, whether it's the people at the post office, whether it's the people at a correctional facility, it's the local police, it's the sheriff, constable, marshal's office, whoever it is, they're cool. They don't bug you. They understand that you have constitutional guaranteed protections in the Constitution that limit them to what they can do. It gives them a few specific duties that they're required to carry out, like national protection, the welfare of the people. Okay? That don't mean welfare check. People misconstrue that. But it means that the mass majority, the lion's share of the people, are going to be taken care of as a whole. But you also have specific individual rights. So they forget that sometimes. They want to well, public protection. Well, hello, I'm part of the public, so you got to protect me. Well, they want to make it collectively, but it also goes individually. And there are some numerous Supreme Court cases that back that up. So my point is, these audits are good. These audits are necessary. Our people, when I say our people, all the people I've named off and all the people they deal with are number one auditors. They make sure, News Now Houston, David over there, ding, just come back in my head. These are honorable people. These are lawful men and women. They go to the place. They just set up their cameras and they're in contact by radio and telephones with each other, and they go live a lot of times. So if the police snatch them up and beat them or take their phones from them or whatever, then it's live. So then people can be on the phone to that constable, sheriff, marshal, chief of police office saying, hey, we're watching a live video and your guys are down here beating up our guy, and they can get whoever on the phone they need to go rescue these people. Okay, smart. Good technology and very smart. We used it when Bama Camera and I went out. We were going live. That way we had our protections also. And everybody that goes out and does this should have it live. That way if you do get the beat down, a pop charge, what some police call pissing off the police. It's a pop charge. It's a bull crap. It's unconstitutional. It's illegal. If a cop does it to you, I hope you take him or her to the cleaners. That meaning that you get your suit at law against them and make them pay and pay and pay. That way it teaches them to stop this craziness. But guess what? All they're going to do is raise taxes on the people in the area to pay for their wrongdoing. They're not paying for it out of their pocket, which is BS. Yeah, I'm a preacher, but I'm a realistic preacher. And I try and preach to people, hey, learn the meanings of words, and when you say a word, mean what you say. But remember, there's Lex Populi and Lex Radio. One is in the Roman civil law system and the other one's in common law system. Now, I'll leave it up to you to look that up so I don't have to teach you everything. Lex Populi and Lex Radius, okay? You find out which one that is common law that we're operating in and which one is the Roman civil law, where it's the law of the dictator, the law of the governor, the law of the president, the law of the mayor. And then the king is going to protect all of his men no matter what he does to you. Okay, so what I'm saying is I shouldn't say most, there are a lot of preachers that have never lived a life. They've never been out there. I've been out there and I've lived. I've seen and I've done and I've been around. I probably did what all young men do when they're young. I'm not condoning it, and I'm not saying I was right to do it. I'm just admitting I was a young man and I lived the way most young men did. Yes, I went to church, and yes, I was a Christian, but I say I was a young man struggling with Christianity, trying to learn it and trying to teach it. But I become a man and put away foolish things and lived as a man. And what I'm saying is, I'm a man, I'm a free man. I was born a free man, I'm going to die a free man. I'm going to travel and exercise my free movement, which is something that I'm big into. I'm into the audits, and that's part of your free movement, is being able to walk about, to stand where you want to stand, so long as there's telephone poles, light poles and sidewalks, then that is telling you, that is a notice to you, the man, hey, you're in a common area where anybody can walk or stand all day and all night. You can take your camera with you, you can take your audio with you and film day and night. People do not have a reasonable expectation of privacy in the public. That includes children. I don't condone videotaping children and putting it on YouTube unless it's your children and you've made a definitive decision that that's okay in your home, in your belief system, that that's okay. All right? That's your children, your grandchildren, your family. Now, people videotape children all the time because they're in a crowd. I get it. You can't single children out, so they're just in public and there's a large number of people. But when you're showing individual or small number of children, yes, you can do it. It's in more bad taste because we have pedophiles out here that will hurt our children, and vagabonds and nasty people that would hurt us, hurt our families. So, welcome to the new state. Anyway, I'm trying to get y'all to see that it's needful. And the more people that do it, the less resistant that police or other people are going to be. If you own the ABC tire shop, you sell tires for cars and trucks, and in front of your business there is a sidewalk, any man and any woman can walk on that sidewalk, and they can stand there in front of your business all day long. Now, you ain't gonna like it, and you're probably gonna call the police and tell them go away and leave. But the police really can't do that. The business is gonna say, this is my business in front of my business. That's right, it's in front of your business. It's beside your business. It's behind your business. It's not in your business. It's not within your property. It's not on your land. Maybe closed, but it ain't there. Everybody can stand here. Everybody can walk here. Everybody can do whatever they want to do here. Okay? So you have no right over that. The police can't make you leave. Now, a lot of times they'll threaten and try and intimidate you and tell you got to, or this is government property. Nope. All the sidewalks and all the easements belong to all the people, and you're one of all of we the people. So whether it's one of you or there's a million of us out there, we can stand on that property. We can stand there all day and all night and do our thing. That's just the way it is. Okay, well, I'm at my destination with my good friend, so I got to go. I'll talk to you all later. God bless you and have a great day. And I hope I reach my 10,000th view, because then I can put the AdSense on there where I can help me and my church, sovereignchurchofjesus.com. Love y'all. God bless. Bye-bye.